I'm Bob Brunkow. I'm sort of the village historian here, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about the historic village of West Belleville. West Belleville is an independent entity for about 30 years, from about 1852 to 1882. And we're at 1111 West Main Street. This is just about at the heart of the village. Just outside the door is the public square of West Belleville. West Belleville, like Belleville itself, had an elected government. It had a public square. It had a public market. It had its own downtown. We're looking at a map of about 1867 of the West Belleville area. And as you look at the map, you're looking at Main Street, and right here at about 10th and West Main to about here, about 12th and West Main, you'll see a series of taller buildings. This was the commercial district of Old West Belleville. If you look out the window behind us, you will see some of these buildings. Some of the 1860s structures are still extant on Main Street, and you also see many of these buildings still in the neighborhood, in the historic German street houses. At its height, West Belleville had a population of about 3,000 people right at 1882 when it merged with the city of Belleville. These folks were mainly German immigrants or the descendants of German immigrants. Most of them were coal miners. This was a working class town. These miners didn't take a lot of guff. In 1861, they went out on strike. They formed a strike committee, which became the nucleus of the American Miners Association. The scholar of the association says that this was the first national miners' union. And in fact, he says, really, the modern labor movement begins with the American Miners Association in West Belleville. West Belleville really owes its origins to this man, Theodore Hilgard. Hilgard was one of perhaps maybe the greatest of the Latin farmers. Those highly educated German professionals who fled the old world to find a new life in a free country. He arrived in Belleville in 1836, and he bought 134 acres of land from John Dennis. That's the core of what became West Belleville. In 1837, a year after he began farming here, he started breaking up the land and selling home lots. He kept 4 acres for himself. He called this property Mountain Seat because it was the high point of his territory. His house dates to the early 1830s, and as far as I know, it is the earliest brick house in Belleville. This 4-acre estate had a public school built on it in 1882, Humboldt School. And today, Humboldt School is the oldest surviving Belleville public school building. These coal miners, humble people, they built small brick cottages. And these are the basic architecture that you see in Old West Belleville. And because of their prominence and their significance, West Belleville is on the verge of becoming a National Register Historic District. That'll happen soon. West Belleville is really a time capsule of a time and a place. It's worth a look for both its architecture and its history.